Welcome in, everyone. We have a very important update to share with the John Chapman National Medal of Honor Museum controversy that has been unfolding. We believe that I personally believe that this is the biggest update the situation has had because it might lead to direct action being taken to remedy the situation. Before we get into that, as always, please make sure to like and subscribe and comment with your thoughts. It helps the channel grow, helps our stories get out there to more people, which is the goal of what we're trying to do here. So I'm just going to do a real quick summary because I know at this point everyone's aware of what's going on. It was reported by Valhalla VFT that John Chapman would not get one of the 200 standalone exhibits at the museum, but Britt Slavinsky, the SEAL Team 6 operator who also was awarded the Medal of Honor, who retreated down the mountain during the Battle of Tucker Gar and left John alone, where John fought until his death to not just save the SEALs, but also the Army Ranger QRF that was coming on in. He will be. I reached out to the museum, and at that time, they gave me the following statement, which I'm pretty sure is the same statement they've given everyone, which is the museum does not play any role in deciding who is awarded the Medal of Honor and does not weigh in when there are discussions in the public arena about the merits of who is or who may be awarded the medal. The mission of the National Medal of Honor Museum is to preserve the legacies and stories of those who've received the medal and to share their examples as inspiration to current and future generations of Americans to live with purpose, being willing to take courageous action on behalf of others in their own communities when a moment requires it. It is not possible to tell 3,500 plus stories in detail in the museum at one time. The stories told, images selected, and individuals highlighted at the opening represent the first of many rotations of stories which the museum plans to tell long into the future. I would like it noted they didn't really answer any of the questions I had. It continues that Master Sergeant Chapman's story will be included in the museum exhibit outlining the history of the Medal of Honor. That will include his photo with the following language and a portion of the related drone footage. So obviously this has upset a lot of people, and justifiably so. How can you have two men from the same mission, and the guy who stayed and fought does not get one of his own 200 exhibits, but Britt Slavinsky, who did go back down the mountain, got the Medal of Honor as well, he does. It's important to note, Britt Slavinsky is on the board of directors. A lot of people are making that connection and arguing that that had to play a role. I specifically asked, did not get an answer. I'm not going to allege anything that I don't know for sure when it comes to that, what role the board had or anything like that, because I don't know. It'd be great if they came out and clarified that because it would clear up all of this almost immediately. But unfortunately, it is now January 28th, and we're weeks into this disaster, and the National Medal of Honor Museum doesn't really seem all that interested in doing anything. That might change now, though, because it looks like the United States government could possibly be getting involved. So, Representative Anna Paulina Luna, who's a congresswoman out of Florida, she had tweeted now 10 days ago, why is the National Medal of Honor Museum leaving John Chapman and Air Force CCT out of their exhibit? He was the only Medal of Honor recipient to ever have his battle filmed via ISR feed messed up. She then tweeted the contact information for the actual museum. I will drop a screenshot of her tweet in here for you guys to see. And that got me kind of interested. Now, it's worth noting, again, he's not completely out of the museum. He does not have one of the 200 standalone exhibits, which he has 1,000% earned, paid for with his life and in blood. And instead, he's going to be in a very much more minor role. So I reached out to Congresswoman Luna, who was a member of the Air Force. She is married to a CCT, so she has close ties to this situation. And as an former Air Force member, and as someone who's married to a CCT, I expected her to, be very blunt with her reaction. And it was way crazier, or way more fired up. I don't want to say crazy. It was way more fired up than even I was expecting. And this is what she told me. I'm going to read you the statement word for word. Air Force Combat Controller John Chapman was one of the world's most elite special operators. My husband Andy was a combat controller, and I'm an Air Force veteran. We know firsthand how men like CCT Chapman leave a legacy that must be honored forever. It is outrageous that because of personal interest and self-gratification, the board of this new museum, including Britt Slavinsky, who is not only a board member of the museum, but also, according to the ISR footage, left Chapman for dead, has decided not to exhibit a brave man like CCT Chapman properly, especially since he is the only ever recorded Medal of Honor recipient in U.S. history. They should be ashamed and embarrassed about their decision to exclude him. They should immediately apologize and order a meritorious exhibit in this museum that honors our nation's heroes. CCT Chapman will never be forgotten. If the museum wants to continue to play politics, I would caution Americans from visiting. So right there, we have a sitting member of Congress who came out with a powerful right hook of a statement saying that if the museum does not do the right thing, that people should not go see it. And she even took things way further than I would. I mean, she's calling out the board. She's talking about politics, but she's on the case now. The U.S. government, a sitting member of Congress, is aware of what's going on, not just aware of what's going on, but incredibly upset at what's going on. And this is a huge domino to fall because people like me, people that just come in here and talk, we're really just sharing information. You know, our influence is not never ending, right? There's limits to everything. And you guys that are out there with the petition, making your voices heard, contacting the museum, you have a bigger role in this than even I do. But there's levels to everything. And the U.S. government, a U.S. government official going on the record, getting involved, that potentially is a game changer. Because if more Congress members follow her lead, and I applaud her for having the courage to come out and do what she did, because it's not, you know, attacking the National Medal of Honor Museum isn't exactly an easy PR win, but I'm sure the way she looks at it as an Air Force veteran who's married to a CCT, that what the museum is doing is completely unacceptable, and she's not going to sit there and take it silently. Nor should she. And I applaud her again for stepping up. The question is now who steps up next. Does Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth get involved? Does the President of the United States, Donald Trump, get involved? Do senators, congressmen, do DOD officials, do major veterans organizations get involved? Well, the floodgates are wide open now. Because now, again, a sitting member of Congress has come out, put their name on the record, put their statement on the record of how they feel about the situation. I mean, she says right here, they should be ashamed and embarrassed about their decision to exclude him. They should immediately apologize and order a meritorious exhibit in this museum that honors our nation's heroes. I mean, she's not holding back at all because of personal interest and self-gratification. And then she really hits the doozy of the line about Slabinski, you know, leaving him behind. So it's turned into a messy situation. It's turned into a PR nightmare for the museum. There's just no way around it. It is a situation they absolutely do not want to find themselves in, but yet here they are, and it's their own fault. They could do the right thing, come out and say, you know what? He's going to get his own exhibit. He earned it. It was an oversight. Should never have happened. We're fixing it. Instead, the museum seems more interested in saying nothing and hoping this blows over. Well, I'm here to tell you this is not going away. And now with Congresswoman Luna on the case, taking over, the government's now involved. And as much as I'd like to think I can make an impact on things, I'm not a sitting member of government. I'm not an elected official. Congressman Luna is. And I'm sure there's many other veterans in Congress who feel the exact same way. I'm sure there's people working at the White House who feel the same way. People working at the Pentagon who feel the same way. So I would encourage everyone involved with this situation to take a deep breath, recognize the stakes, and then do the right thing and give John Chapman the standalone exhibit he deserved. Otherwise, there'll just be more and more and more people with major platforms that come out to condemn what's been done. So do the right thing. Do the right thing. It's not that difficult. If you made it this far in the video, it means you liked what you saw. Please like and subscribe and comment below what you think about this update with Congressman Luna involved. I think it's huge, but I want to hear from you guys. I'll see you all next time.